Hey, if you're watching this video, you're probably like me, a regular Yves Veggie Cuisine customer and really disappointed in the decision made by Hain Celestial Group to cancel the product. Well, today I went to ChatGPT to see if this was something that I could make myself. Let's see how I did. So this is what we're going for. Yves breakfast link sausages being discontinued. ChatGPT tells me to go to Bulk Barn, tells me to get gluten flour, TVP, tapioca starch. I had the vegetable oil, I had the maple syrup, I had to pick up some cane sugar, I had the onion powder, the garlic powder, I picked up some sage, I picked up some thyme, some smoked paprika, some nutritional yeast, and a veggie bouillon cube. Step one is we take half a cup of our TVP, texturized vegetable protein, and we cover it with 3/4 of a cup of warm water, and we stir. And we leave that for 5 minutes. Okay, so it's been 5 minutes and our TVP is soaked up. Now what we do is we mix the dry ingredients in a bowl. So that is 1 cup of the wheat gluten. This is the most expensive part of the recipe. This is probably about $3, maybe a bit less. Then we do a tablespoon of tapioca starch. I forgot to mention that we're doing 1.5 teaspoons of salt. So I've got that here, that goes in. 1 teaspoon of onion powder, 1 teaspoon of garlic powder. We have 1/2 teaspoon of sage, 1/2 teaspoon of thyme. I've got that all in here. 1/2 teaspoon of smoked paprika, 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper, a tablespoon of nutritional yeast, and 1/2 teaspoon of vegetable bouillon powder. So that's all going in to the dry ingredients. And now we can mix in the wet ingredients, which would be, I'm going to start with the TVP. And I'm supposed to add the wet ingredients and start stirring it and forming it into a bit of a dough. And if it's too thick, I'm allowed to add a teaspoon of water at a time. But ChatGPT says this is enough liquid, even though I questioned it. It said with the maple syrup and the oil and the water, 3 cups of water from the TVP, but this should be enough. So that's the TVP. Now I'll put in the oil and give it a bit more stirring. And lastly, in goes our maple syrup. So I don't know. It looks, well, I'll give it some stirring and then I'll start kneading it. Yep, this is a pretty good texture. You know, it smells a little bit like the Yves breakfast sausages. I don't want to get my hopes up. We've got a long way to go still. And we're supposed to knead it. We're not supposed to overmix it, but we're supposed to make it so it's stretchy. And I definitely feel the stretchiness in it till it's snappy. So I think we're good. And I think what I'm going to be doing now is I'm going to be cutting it into the different sausage links. It says to cut it into 8 separate pieces, so I'm just going to give it 1 cut down the middle. Oh yeah, it's definitely gluten-y. Cut it again. So we now have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 sausage links. So now I'm going to wrap them in parchment paper, so I cut pieces approximately this size. And then what I'm doing is I'm putting it in, I'm shaping it approximately the size of the Yves Veggie Link sausage. And then I'm just rolling it and twisting it like a Tootsie Roll. This is apparently to preserve the moisture, and then they're going to need to be coated with tin foil before they get steamed. Okay, so I've got them all wrapped up in the tin foil. I've got my double boiler going here, and it's steaming. And I'm just going to drop these guys in, and it says they're supposed to stay there for 30 to 40 minutes. We'll just get those in there and we will let them steam away. We'll be back in 30 minutes. Here's the final product. They ended up cooking for 50 minutes, 50. They said to check it after 35 minutes to feel it through the foil and the parchment paper to make sure it's firm. It took a while for it to firm up, but here it is and looks pretty similar to an Yves Veggie sausage. Next step is going to be to cook it up and see how it tastes. They do have the same texture when they slice and they stay together nicely now that they've been steamed. So next step is to cook them in the frying pan. There's the final product. We'll add a little bit of ketchup and we'll give it a little bit of a taste. Oh, that is good. It's not 100%, but it's really pretty close. So just to wrap things up, I did weigh the sausages and it's over 400 grams that I was able to make with this recipe. That's twice as much as you get in the Yves packaging. And I think it cost me $5 to $6 for all the ingredients. And that's even factoring in the things I had at home if I had to actually buy them. So $2.50 to $3 to make the equivalent single package that you would find in the grocery store. So I think I'm going to do this again and I'll tweak the recipe a little bit, make it a bit less sweet, and we'll take it from there.